Hey guys, Jess here. I'm back with another video, and tonight we're doing a final flip through of my 2021 December Daily album. You guys have seen my individual layouts all along, so I thought it would be nice to do a flip through of the album all together. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into this. So as you can see, it is fairly thick, but one thing I do is I put all of our Christmas cards we received that year in this album. So that definitely added to the bulkiness, but even still, without the cards, it's pretty chunky. But I did some, quite a few dimensional pieces this year, but it was so fun and I wouldn't change it. I was able to get all 25 stories in this album, so I say that was a success. So let's go ahead and flip through this. So when you open up the album, on my inside cover here, I decided just to do a little quote. It came from the movie Grinch, which we absolutely love. And it says, "It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags." I just love that quote, and it really speaks to the meaning of Christmas, for me at least, and I'm sure many others as well. So I just thought it would be appropriate to put there on the inside cover. And then so we move over to the title page, if you will, of the album, and it is a family photo we had done this year. And then I did this layered cardstock cut file with some pattern paper of 2021. It lays on top of acetate, and then you just flip it up and you can see the photo. Alright, so this is story 1, and it is a Christmas tree decorating. We do it every year, right after Thanksgiving. And this is some hybrid scrapbooking, so I created this layout here on the computer, as well as the journaling, and then I paired it with the 6x8 photo of the tree, all done. And really simple embellishments, just the number 1 to indicate the story and a holly leaf, nothing much more. Oh, and I have this little badge here that says family time. But the photos really spoke volumes, so I didn't want to distract from them at all. So I really like how this came out. And then I also added one of the Avery tab dividers, so it makes it easy to flip the page. So story 2 was an ornament story, or ornament story I should say. It's about 3. So one I chose to highlight, and then the ornaments the kids chose for the tree this year. Again, pretty simple embellishing. We have the journaling, which I did on the computer, a couple of little word embellishments, some ornaments here, and then for the kids I did a 3x8 insert, photo on either side with journaling, and again really simple embellishing, some washi on the bottom. And these little chipboard tabs I had in my stash, and so I think that was really great to use. And I really like how this came out. I like it a lot. And I like the varying sizes. It makes the album really interesting and fun. So then we have story 3, which is our decorations. I tend to do very similar decor every Christmas, but this is a repeat story, and I like telling it because it's kind of fun to look back and see how your decor changes over the years. So again, just some photos, really simple embellishing, 3x4 card that says Deck the Halls, and that's pretty much it for that story. And actually, yeah, and for story 3 it carries over to the back, which was our outside lights. So again, we keep it pretty simple, but again I like to capture what we do for Christmas lights, and so that is on the back. Story 4 is super fun. I have to say, out of everything for embellishments in my album, this Santa is my favorite. And I can't remember where he came from. I want to say it was a Hip Kit Christmas collection, but I'm not 100% sure. I just adore him. I wish I had so many more because he is the cutest little guy. So I made this flip up here, and when you open it up, it tells the story of writing letters to Santa. So we have a collage photo here, journaling on a 3x6 card that was typed out on the computer and then backed, and then the actual letters the kids wrote. Really fun, pretty cute, and I like that it's interactive. And again, this Santa is awesome. All right, next is story 5, which is our hot cocoa bar. And I had so much fun putting this together. So I have a large photo here on the left-hand side with the number 5. And then I made this flip book. So I used a silhouette cut file. And then I just printed the photos and cut them out to the insides of the coffee mug. So you can take it out and flip through and see pictures of me and the kids doing the hot cocoa bar. And I just think this is so darling. And then also too, which I haven't done yet, actually I need to journal, but I've hidden journaling in here as well, on the candy cane that tucks back in here to the mug, which I seem to be struggling with a little bit. It is very snug, so, but there we go. So the journaling sneaks right in there, so you can pull it out and read it. Once I get it done and completed, which I have to do, and I have that marked down, but I think this just came out so sweet, and just something, again, something interesting and different to add to the album. And it just loops around the rings here. Story 6 is gingerbread houses. Again, these photos just spoke volumes to me, and so I really didn't see it necessary to do a lot of embellishing. And you're going to see that trend a lot throughout this album. So I just printed up the photos. I have a small puffy sticker here that says December Traditions, and then a number 6. Story 7 is documenting my husband and Wyatt doing golf out in the yard. It was a little chilly. We hadn't gotten any snow yet, but they were outside in their hat and coats hitting some golf balls, so I thought it was a sweet story to tell. And I took a 3x4 journaling card. I had this happy wood veneer and tree dimensional sticker and made that little title card, and then a couple of word phrase stickers. It says love this moment, good times, and finding joy, and then the number 7. And story number 8 is the first snow of the month of December that we had, and so I went out and snapped some selfies. And you know, it's always good to document. I love the first snow. There's something magical about it. Although I'm not a huge winter person in general, I love snow up until Christmas. I really do. And so I like documenting about it every year. And this will be a ongoing story in my December daily album for sure. So for this spread, on the other side, I paired my photo with a 3x4 card from my digital collection, Winter Woods, and then another 6x8 photo with a wood veneer snowflake that I painted and embossed to put my gold number 8 on there. And again, nice and simple, but I think it really came out nice. Looks good. All right, this one was one of my favorite spreads to make. Story number 9. This was, we went on a train ride to see Santa, and so we have some interactive pieces here where I have a flip up of some of the photos we took of, I shouldn't say a train ride, a trolley ride. It was street trolleys that we took. So some sweet little photos up here, and then this was another silhouette cut file that I tweaked a little bit and changed the windows. Then they actually ended up matching the photos that I had taken. So you have the conductor right here, or the streetcar driver, and then another photo. And then I can actually pull this out, and behind that is the tickets. So I've got some memorabilia tucked in there as well. This was a wreath that I picked up in the Target dollar spot, and I adjusted it a little bit, added the number 9 for the story, and I just think that's so darling. It came out so nice. And then on the opposite side, we have our Meeting Santa, which is also part of this story number 9. And I created this half circle. I was inspired by the half circles in Allie Edwards collections, so I created my own in Photoshop. And then I chose a Bob Dylan quote, which says, "Ho, ho, ho, cherry nose, cap on the head, suit that's red. Special night, beard that's white, must be Santa." And I just thought that was a perfect quote for this layout. So I put that there with a couple of star embellishments. And on the back side, a little bit of embellishing and journaling about our trip to the Seacoast Museum And then another 6x8 photo with Wyatt with Santa. I did do some editing to this, enhancing the background, and I think it really helped the focal point of Wyatt and Santa really standing out, so it came out really good. Alright, story 10 is another digital scrapbooking, if you will, or hybrid scrapbooking. I worked in Photoshop, and I grabbed all the various movie images from online, and I created this spread. I found something very similar on Pinterest, so it's not a unique idea to me. This was inspired by a layout I saw on Pinterest, so I recreated it on my own, plugging in all the Christmas movies, or we call them, Christmas movies that we like to watch during the season. And then I made a tag in the Silhouette Designer and Design Studio, I should say, doing our journaling, and then I noted down at the bottom our favorite Christmas movies of all time. Got a little gold number 10 and a puffy sticker as well, and I think this came out really, really nice. I love it, the simplicity of it, and I really, really have been enjoying the hybrid scrapbooking this year throughout this project, so it's definitely something I'm carrying through to the rest of my albums for 2022. Then on the other side, we have story 11, which is the boys going to my mom, dad, and grandmother's house a couple days before Christmas. My mom's birthday is right near Christmas, so they do lots of celebrating and Christmas activities. So this is documenting Wyatt getting together with his cousins and my parents and my grandmother. So I decorated the back of the tag with a picture of the boys in their matching pajamas, and then again, some photos, a Allie Edwards 3x4 card, the gold 11, and then just some simple word embellishments to top it all off. Story 12 is a fun one. So we had another snowstorm over a weekend, and so my husband and the kids went out to do snow tubing, and my husband decided to give it the first run, and I happened to come outside and snap these photos, and I think they're spot on. I think I captured it pretty well. And so for this bottom 4x6 here, I was able to put multiple photos in sequence, and I love how it ends up showing a good portion of his trip down the driveway in the tube. Some chipboard arrows, the 12 with another word sticker, and some clear stickers to complete this layout. Very simple embellishing, but again, that's really all it needed. So super, super fun. Story 13 is talking about our traditions and which ones each family member likes. So this is a pull-out. So this little envelope or pocket came from Allie Edwards, and then inside I took pictures of us, changed them all black and white, and at the bottom I had asked each family member to give me what their favorite Christmas tradition was we didn't, and I journaled it here below our photos. And then so I have the kids here and my husband and I on the other side. Super fun, very simple, but again, it's a different size, it's interactive, and it just really adds that little extra to the album. I think it came out pretty cute. All right, on the back of that is story 14, so I did some stamping and then some puffy stickers, Merry Christmas, and a little holly berry dimensional sticker, which goes along with our family Christmas card this year, which was story 14. And so I feel like this envelope tied so nicely to the Christmas card, pulling out the wood grain. And again, for the Christmas card, just adding the story number, not much else. This was really the fun piece of doing the repeated stamping. Second generation stamping, if you will. I think it came out nice. On the back side's another really fun layout. So story 15 is one of the 2 baking stories we have. And so I cut out this apron from Silhouette Design Studio. I did make some adjustments to the cut file, making the scallop edge to give a little decorative flair to the apron. And then I made this pocket with the doily on the back, and that pops up a little bit, and all these cute little baking puffy stickers are tucked in the pocket with the story 15. I just think this came out so adorable. I love it. And then so there's more. So because this was on the back of our Christmas card, I used the envelope for the Christmas card, and I made another a flap with it. And so here I'm telling the story of the cookies that they made with my mom and dad. So I took a picture of the plated cookies and then got a snapshot. My mom took some great pictures and got a snapshot of each of the boys, which I have made a collage on this side with some thickers that just says making cookies. And I think this came out so cute. And then in conjunction with that, not only do we have this side here, but I also did a small insert with 2x2 photos, and I made shaker pockets, if you can see in there. And then I also hand stitched all the way around. That's how I sealed in the shaker pieces. And this was a little bit of a labor of love, but I tell you what, the end result, it's awesome. I love how you can see peeks of the next story on the other side. I love the sequence, the photos. It just all works so well together. So definitely encourage giving this a try. And initially I was going to do my sewing machine, but it wasn't behaving, so I ended up hand stitching. And although it's imperfect, I still love that handmade look. So I'm actually overall really pleased with how that came out. And then on the back side is story 16, which is our cookie baking story, or making story, at our house. So I did the same thing. So I had a series of photos of the kids that I added to this 2x2 spread, or page protector, if you will, on this side, and then a large 6x8 photo of the cookies we made for Santa at our house. And a simple thickers title, Making Cookies for Santa, with a chipwood star and a 16. I think that I have so many favorite spreads, but this has got to be one of my top 3. I'm not sure which spot it fills. Number 1 is like a tie, I swear, but I think this one just really came out so wonderful. I love it so very much. All right, so next is 17, and this is the Magic Key story. So every year G the Elf brings down the magic key for Santa, so Santa can get into our house and deliver the presents, because we don't have a traditional fireplace. And so this was the story documenting that. Again, pretty simple, but I did make a little window, or a little flap, to put the journaling to talk about Santa's magic key for this story, and I added a little Avery tab, and I think that came out so sweet. And then just a couple of simple embellishments, and that story was done. But the simplicity speaks volumes, and just having this little interactive window just levels the layout up. So I think it's very, very sweet, and I love this gold acrylic piece. I honestly don't know where I got them. I can't recall, but I have a few different words, just some small words, and they are absolutely gorgeous, and I was so glad that I could incorporate this one into this layout. And then we have story 18, which is Wyatt receiving a letter from Santa. And so this was a very special letter. It came with lots of goodies in it, and Wyatt received it. So this is the envelope that the story came in, and inside are all the bits and pieces that came along with this letter. And on the outside is the nice list certificate that he got, so prove that he's on the nice list. And then inside he has like a felt piece of Santa's suit. He has a letter from Santa saying, keep up the good work, you're on the nice list. He has a copy of the list. He has a map that shows where our house is, and that shows this is Santa knows where we live. It's the sweetest thing. It's something you can get online if you're interested, parents. But really sweet. So I was glad again to get all the memorabilia and keep it in here, using the envelope that Santa's letter actually came in. And then this photo was a separate photo I took of Wyatt. He was under the tree and we were doing like a little photo shoot in his new pajamas, and he gave me these thumbs up, just being goofy, because he's 5 and that's what he does now. So I figured it worked well with the Santa letter, like, awesome, I'm on the nice list, although he doesn't look very excited, but I still thought it worked, and this photo makes me smile. And so I just have a clear sticker and the number 18. Again, I think it came out really nice. So story 19 is car rides for Christmas. It's documenting our 3 pups that we have and their love of car rides, and if they had a wish list for Santa, car rides would certainly be on it. And so I just have a piece of vellum that creates this little flip up where I have the journaling on it, and you can kind of see the photo just slightly in the back. But then when you flip it up, there are cute babies riding shotgun with Dad. He snapped this picture and they just all look so cute. They really do love their car rides, and so I definitely was happy to include their story in this year's December Daily. And then story 20 is us seeing Christmas lights. So we were driving home on the back roads, and out in the middle of nowhere we came across this neighborhood of, I think it was like 8 houses, and they were all decorated, like the whole little neighborhood. And so we had to turn around and drive through, and that was the story that I told here. Again, it's a hybrid layout I did on Photoshop with the title, the composition, and the journaling. And then I went to my Silhouette Design studio and I cut out the string of lights. It was a cut file, and added a little Nouveau clear crystal drops to make them, you know, kind of look more like light bulbs, and just added in on top. And I think this came out so nice. I love this layout. So cute. All right, story 21. Pretty simple, and this is kind of a little bit of sarcasm or humor, if you will, but I took a picture of myself shopping at Target, and I thought, hey, let's be honest here, my top 3 stores, you know, when I go Christmas shopping is Amazon, Target, and then I'm like, actually that's really it. Those are my go-to stores. And so that was my journaling. Honestly, if I could say that applies to the rest of my life as well, it's Target or Amazon, right? How many of you are with me? So anyways, that's story 21. And I did some photoshopping of the cart photo where I took out the background and just left the cart. So I feel like it really makes that cart pop. And then again, just a little journaling and the number. And then story 21, or 22, excuse me, not 21, is a flip book that I made, and you can take it out if you want. And it's the story of us buying a gift for the Giving Tree, a child, you know, that is less fortunate. So it's just the story of the, you know, the tag and the gift we bought, and you just flip it up. And we ended up buying him a baby Yoda with a blanket, and it's just a little bit of journeying to talk about that story. And we have the tag with the 22 on it, and behind that is a picture of the tag that had the information about the gift. So again, this is just real simple and sweet, but a different way, different size, little extra and different way to tell a story, which I love. So that just plops right in here. And then story 23 is the story of our elf. His name is G. Wyatt named him when he was, I think, like 18 months old. And so it's kind of stuck. So it's G the elf. And so I have a 3x8 card here where I added this chipboard Making Magic circle with our journaling and the gold 23. And then the elf coloring here was actually a children's printable color page Wyatt and I were coloring one day, and I printed out a couple for us to color. And I actually didn't mind how it came out, so I was like, I'm gonna keep this for my album, maybe I can incorporate it, and I actually was able to. So he's tucked in on the side here, and this is a flip out. Again, I designed this in, actually I think I designed this one in Canva, and I made this spread, and so I added all the photos of the different shenanigans and things G did for us throughout the month of December leading up to Christmas. So sweet, really fun to look back, and a really easy layout to do. So there's that. And then story 24 is Christmas Eve, and it's the story of, you know, Wyatt trying to look for Santa, doing the NORAD tracker for where Santa's at. So again, another hybrid layout on the computer. I turned the photo black and white, reduced the opacity, or increased the opacity I should say, and then did this quote on the top which says, "May you never be too grown up to search the skies on Christmas Eve," which speaks volumes to me. And I journaled about that. I journaled about the night and about that quote, and hoping that his love for Christmas and excitement for Christmas carries through with him through his adulthood. I know it certainly does for me, and I hope we make Christmas and December and the holiday season fun enough that he'll cherish and carry that through as he grows older. And then on the opposite side is just a photo of him with a plate of Santa's cookies and the reindeer mix, getting ready for bed. And the gold 24 and just a simple leather sticker that says cookies for Santa. And then story 25, which is the last one. And for story 25, I did combine the latter part of Christmas Eve and then Christmas morning. So Christmas Eve, Santa had come, he left a white footprint mess in the house, and then a picture of the tree with all the gifts under it. And then on the other side is Christmas morning, where I had cut out the numbers 25 through the Silhouette Design Studio, and then hand stitched with some red thread around it, and then stuck some photos in the back, a couple of simple embellishments, and then some journaling. And again, the pretty simple layout, but I will tell you the hand stitching was a labor of love, but well worth it. I love how it looks, so I'm really pleased with the way this came out. And then that concludes our album. So when I flip over here, I just have backed this with simple paper, and it says Merry Christmas. And then again, like I had stated earlier, I just stick our Christmas cards here in the back. Sometimes I make a pocket, but we got a lot of Christmas cards this year, so I decided just to tie them up in a little bow, and they sit and rest in the back of the album, and so they just stay. And that concludes the flip through of my December Daily 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed all the process videos that led up to this moment. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave them below. And give this video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great night. Bye.